You've had an extra week off. Has that been useful for the players to recharge batteries, that sort of thing?
Well, you can spin it both ways. You know, we came off the back of a couple of results and a good week or two's performance-wise, and you want to keep that going. On the other hand, we've been able to work on things that ordinarily we wouldn't have the time or energy for. So I think it's been very useful. I'm not unhappy with the fact we've had, you know, a fortnight with no games to work on one or two things, and we've got plenty of players injured. So the longer we give them to get back, the better.
So has that situation eased at all?
Changed.
Go on.
Well, you know, the sort of defensive situation has been a continuing theme for us, and I mean, Troy Brown's come back and come through training, so you know, I'm pleased that he's back into the fray and fit and available. But Luke Kroll, we're still not clear of his concussion. Sort of remnants of the concussion.
Is that a worry for you and for him? Because I mean, that's what, 2 or 3 weeks now.
Well, it's an inconvenience for us selecting the side, but it's a worry for him as a young player trying to make his way in the game. And I'm sure he'll be all right in the fullness of time, but it hasn't done him any good. You know, he's had a good game or two, and then he's come out in a good game. And as a young player, you want some continuity of the game. So it hasn't done him any good whatsoever. But you know, you have to respect these injuries. They're not to brush off. You know, and he's back at Palace, and hopefully by Christmas he might be back with us training again. But it's you know, concern for him, no doubt, Palace. But I'm sure it'll be fine in time. But it doesn't help us this week, nor him. So he's struggling. Pierce Sweeney, as you know, did his hurt ankle ligaments in the last home game we had. Jordan Moore-Taylor's picked up an injury in training. We're fingers crossed whether he'll be available for Saturday. Ethan Ampadu took an injury in the youth team game on Saturday, so it's 5 centre back, Troy Archibald Hemphill, so it's not helping much. So yes, we've got 1 or 2 players back, and playing, you know, White Harley's back into the picture, Jordan Tilson, but it's just sort of changed really. But we've got a relatively quiet month. You know, there's 10 days between the Mansfield game up to Boxing Day game, so hopefully we can push to have players back with us over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
You mentioned Ethan there. He's now come to the attention of the national tabloids. Has there been any firm talk of any sort? I know obviously nothing to be tied up at this stage, but have you been in contact with any top sides on?
Well, I haven't personally been in contact with them. I'm not out there speaking to clubs, but of course the clubs and all the top clubs are watching him very closely, and I'm sure lots of them would like to sign him, but at the moment he's our player, and if they had done, I wouldn't be telling you either. So there's a lot more made of it than actually there is the case, but of course there's interest, and he will no doubt further his career and move on to bigger things. But at the moment he's with us, and he's one of our players, and I like that to remain so for as long as we can.
You can hear the building work going on in the background. Pleased with how your new empire up into the CAT is developing?
Yes, it's one of the biggest achievements I think we've had at the club in the last 15 years to put this kind of facility on our training ground. It's the first of its kind in the country. We've spent big, and we've got a proper big facility, and you get what you pay for, and we've paid for it. We've earned it. We've earned every penny. We've spent every penny, and it's going to be fantastic for the club. And most of all, it's going to improve the level of facility that the club trains from the youngsters right the way through to the first team. So I think we're literally weeks away from it being ready, and you know, we're going to have the first pitch of this type in the country, FIFA internationally approved, and it's brilliant. I mean, it's one of the biggest achievements I think, but certainly since I've been at the club, that we've managed to produce this situation and see it through to a clean, complete end.
So another example of City investing in the future.
Yeah, that's what we do. Continue. I mean, you have to get a balance. I mean, you can't spend it all on the facilities and have no team, but you've got to get a balance, and it's about making sure that the club moves forward. You know, we don't want boom and bust. Steady progress, and this is a massive step for us, and it's taken years and years to get to this. So it really is brilliant, and it's through a lot of hard work. By a lot of people, and it culminates with these big moments, which we'll take the club forward again.